So yeah, the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever have just signed Chloe Bibby to her rest season contract. Why is it that every time I'm live for 2K, every time I go live playing 2K, something happens in the WNBA, and you guys get like the most scuffed video where you can see where you see a picture and you see random 2K stuff in the background while I'm streaming on Twitch. You guys get the most scuffed videos ever when I'm in the middle of my gaming streams. But for anyone that's watching this on Twitch, in 8 minutes time, thereabouts, we'll be back to normal service resumed, and I'll be probably waiting for a game for those 8 minutes, knowing it's 2K, knowing 2K the way this awful video game is. But Chloe Bibby signed for the rest of the year. Is it Mike Bibby's daughter? Nope, they are not even from the same country. She is Australian. And thank God the Indiana Fever made this decision. I was getting really scared. I was getting really, really scared that the Fever just weren't going to sign her. I was getting super scared. And the reason I was getting super scared was because the Indiana Fever have done incredibly stupid things this season. And they signed her to a 7-day contract. At this stage, the rest of the season contract is super important. Is absolutely so important for the Indiana Fever. She's come in, averaging nearly a point per minute on the floor, and played the role that she is meant to have played. She absolutely has played the role that she was meant to have played for the Indiana Fever. She shoots the ball. She plays defense. She plays hard. That's kind of it. That's all she's needed to do. And that's all she has done. That's realistically all that she has done. And that's all that's needed. Like, they don't need a player to drop 40. The Fever don't need a player to go out there and, like, be a starter. Can she slot in as a starter if needed for the occasional game? Like, I would say if Natasha Howard, if she's just not feeling up to it, should Chloe Bibby be the one to slide in as a starter? Sure. Like, that is my opinion of it. Chloe Bibby should be the kind of de facto backup. And that's only really if players are hurt. If nobody's hurt, she should be the first power forward off the bench. Not the first player. You know what? Like, I would maybe consider, like, first player off the bench is a possibility, because at the end of the day, they are, like, if you guys haven't seen the way the Fever's lineups are, originally Bonner was coming in for Natasha Howard. So a lot of time Natasha Howard is first sub off the bench, and they kind of go small with Leah Boston. It allows them to go a little bit bigger. But at the end of the day, it's it is what it is. Like, it's still a pretty decent signing, and whether she's first off the bench, second off the bench, third off the bench, or if in some games Dantas gets in ahead of her, like, she shoots the 3-ball. And that's all the Indiana Fever need. Like, they have a stretch. She's a stretch 4 who can play the 3 and maybe occasionally play the 5. Like, I'd say very, very occasionally, but I think those occasions at times this season will probably happen where she has to play the 5, and I don't think anyone's would be too opposed. I was about to say would be too opposed to her playing there. I think she could probably get away with it against certain teams. Maybe against the Mercury in the lineups where they run Alyssa Thomas at the 5 or Kat Westbeld out there. She could probably play the 5, but, like, there are a lot of teams that go out there with small teams. Players. There's a lot of teams that go out there, like, with small all-around lineups, and the Indiana Fever have the ability to do that. They can go ultra big with her at the 3. And, like, it's size as well. It's size. Like, it's size to deal with whatever the hell the Liberty have. Like, the Liberty have Niara coming off the bench. Like, they have size everywhere. They have size everywhere, and Liberty have shooters everywhere. And with the Fever anyway, that's basically what looks like they're looking to do, is get size and get shooters, get as many shooters as possible and get as big as possible. And with that is how you're going to that's how you're gonna go and have to compete with these teams. Like, if you're not gonna compete with them in terms of big names, if you're not going to compete with them in terms of firepower, you've got to compete with them in the by the numbers. Like, you got to compete with them by archetypes. You got to compete with them at the 3-point line. Like, if you're not going to beat them based on just pure overall quote-unquote talent, you got to be able to beat them at the 3-point line. You got to be able to beat them in transition. You got to be able to beat them with effort. And in fairness, with the Fever, they have been beating teams by effort. They've been beating teams at the 3-point line. They have beaten quite a few teams just from, like, gunning. And we saw with Ari McDonald, like, they beat the Mercury by pure effort, going downhill and just relentless play. And they game planned them. So, look, the Fever are not good enough to just talent their way to wins. They're absolutely not good enough to talent their way to wins. And, like, Chloe Bibby is an archetype that will help them get wins. Like, despite, like, she's not the most talented player in the world overall. But at the same time, like, she's someone who is going to fit in a role, play a role, and do exactly what's needed to do to help the team win. And she has shown that she can do that. And, like, she's already one of the better, like, probably one of the better bench players in the league. And, yeah, like, that is, like, that's just a big one. That is a genuinely big one for the Fever. And there's no more, like, will they, won't they? Oh, are they going to sign her to another 7-day? Is she going to go and play for the rest of the year with the team? What's she going to do? Like, there's no more of that conversations. She's there for the rest of the year. She's there for the rest of the season. And I thought they might sign her to another 7-day, but I don't think there was a need for a 7-day. I don't think there was a need. This wasn't like a trial period. She's past her trial with flying colors. Like, she's absolutely past her trial period with flying colors. And the fact is that even if she gets injured, or even if she starts stinking it up from now till the end of the year, she's fine because they have another prorated minimum contract to give out. Which also means, by the way, if the Fever really wanted to, the Fever could, in fact, cut Bree Turner right now and sign someone better. The Fever currently have the cap space to cut Bree Turner. I mean, that's something. That's something. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Really positive news. Really, really positive news for the Indiana Fever. A good win, or a good player who has helped the team win 2 games and will hopefully continue to help the team for a while. And so far, hopefully, it will continue to help, because currently, while recording this video, talking about Chloe Bibby seems to have helped me, because as a very average 2K player, I'm currently beating a team with GOAT Yao Ming, GOAT LeBron James, GOAT LaMelo Ball, GOAT Dirk Nowitzki, and GOAT Joel Embiid, with a budget squad where I'm starting Matt Harpering. So anyway, I'll see you guys.